What's going on, Las Vegas? Your host today, Jacob Taylor, the real estate guy. With your co-host, Sheila Merrill, the lending lady.
Woohoo!
And of course, we got our videographer with us. Today we got Keone. Keone. I'll try to have some fun and replace my dad here. So, Pops is out of town. I heard he was attending something in Palm Springs. I don't even know what, but have fun out there. Enjoy yourself. I got it today. No problem. We've got some good stuff for you guys. Lots of content. We got some good stats to discuss. But of course, before we get into any of that, let's go ahead and thank our wonderful sponsors. So Sheila, let's start off with you. Thanks. We appreciate you. The lending lady, Neo Home Loans.
Yeah.
Always taking care of our clients. And actually, we had someone comment the other day on one of the podcast clips that how can a refinance be no cost? How is there no cost involved in a refinance, right? Because you offer this fantastic deal. Before I jump into the next sponsor, tell us, how do you give your clients a no-cost refi down the road?
All right. So the way that works, famous Vegas allergies going on here. Apologies. Okay. The way it works is all of my clients that we do a purchase for, when it comes time, when it makes sense to refinance, we will do a no lender fee, no appraisal refinance for them. You're going to have your title, your escrow, your taxes, your insurance, the regular stuff you have, but you have no lender fees or appraisal. That's pretty slick. And we do that as an appreciation for serving you with financing your loan. And that could be repetitive as well for the same house.
And just to even further elaborate, right? So one, that's why I never use the word free, right? Like, I don't like to use that word with it, even though I believe it's allowed, because we're not charging anything extra. But it's misleading, right? No cost. There's no additional cost, right? Like if you were to sell your home and let's say, I said I do it for free, right? There's still cost you have to pay no matter what, right? And that's kind of what we're getting at, right? There's a few costs you're paying no matter what when you're getting a refi that you're going to have to take care of, right? But other than that, the lender you work with, usually gets paid, right? If you call up a lender and say, I want a refi, well, there's going to be some, points in there potentially, right?
Right.
Or what is that what you'd call it on the lender side, right? A point?
Well,
they might charge
points.
a point.
Points are more related to buying down the rate.
Right, but even when they describe pay and whatnot, they won't talk like that. See, this isn't my field. I'm not a lender, right? I'm not going to get into it.
That's okay.
I'm already stepping on my toes, all right?
Yeah.
We're going to move on now. Next wonderful sponsor here. We're going to save that one. We're going to go to Fidelity National Title. We had some great conversations with our Fidelity partners over the last few weeks, and we're very excited, My dad's a very big component of loyalty, and during the swings of seasons, there's always opportunities, especially when it comes time to title. And we just want Fidelity to know we love you. We ain't going anywhere. You're the best. Thank you. We appreciate you for always taking care of us, taking care of our clients. And yeah, if you really are going through a transaction, I can not recommend Fidelity National Title enough. Always very professional, looking out absolutely entirely for your clients. And yeah, just working with your agents very well and the people involved in the transaction to make sure it closed smoothly. Then we got our favorite restaurant in downtown Summerlin, one of a kind, John McGibbon, Grape Street Cafe. Our cheers.
Sometimes you wanna go where everybody knows your name.
Bum, 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 bum.
And they're always
All right, I liked it actually. This, it's warming up on me, Ramon. I'm feeling good. All right, beautiful, beautiful. Last one here, we have Robert Loftus with Loftus Law Firm here. Robert is going to handle all of your probate needs, anything to do with family estate planning, right? So being in real estate, right? I see it all the time. I know Sheila does as well. I'm working with someone that we're closing in a week. Property was passed down via trust, and the trustee is now organizing the estate, getting maybe an estate sale set up, having a realtor meet about the property, having things in order, and within, 1 week of, mom or dad passing, things are moving, right? And specifically, right, when there's a trust, things can move very quickly. So if you need estate planning, call Robert or call the real estate guy, 702-310-6683, and we'll connect you. Get yourself set up with the trust. If you have any kids or anybody you care about in this life. Leave them everything you have securely, clearly, and avoid all those extra taxes and probate.
Right.
All right. Some good sponsors, right? Some good stuff.
Good stuff.
Good stuff. Got a few minutes before we take our break. I was watching some videos last night because I wanted to talk about some stuff. And, with our new LVAR president-elect here, he is starting to put out some great content with other brokers to, really keep the pulse on the market available for all the agents out there that want to pay attention, right? George, you're doing a fantastic job. We did it, I believe the first week was with John Gafford and last week with Bob Hamrick, and they talked about the market, right? And it's great to hear other perspectives, especially from other, active brokers out there, right? That are in the trenches every day. They're still taking listings, helping buyers, managing transactions, right? And it's very awesome to kind of get reinforced on what your beliefs are too, to an extent, right? Because we study the market all the time, and it's great, hearing, what you kind of believe is going on is kind of what other agents are seeing too, right? Mm-hmm. And they were really talking about the luxury market a little bit, the difference in median price, from year to year, month to month. And they went over February stats kind of as a whole. And I think there's a few things that I wanted to mention here before we take a break that are important to highlight. One is, when we talk about condos, townhomes, right? Everyone has to remember we have high rises as well that are included. That may slightly disproportionate the scale, right? And they were talking about, specifically what is actually selling that month, right? So 1 month you may have, a bunch of 2-bedroom or 1-bedroom condos sell, around the valley. Whereas the next month it may be a bunch of 1-bedroom high rises, right? So the median price might jump up $10,000 1 month out of nowhere. And I think that, looking at that a little bit more, right? The median price of the actual condo townhomes doesn't tell you much at all. It really doesn't. But it's just an interesting thought, right? You gotta pay attention to the sales itself and exactly what product is selling, right? It's really important when you start bundling products together that are so different, because you have these 1-bedroom condos being compared to, sales of high rises going for luxury high rises, right? Mm-hmm. It's an interesting thought. It's like, okay, that definitely adds to it, right? Just in general, the increase in our sales, right? Going from just over 2,000 to in March, we're expected to see probably over 2,700, right? So an increase largely in sales already since the beginning of the year. If you break that down into percentage, right, we've added another 40% of sales by the end of this month that we started at this year, which is a lot, right? That's a big increase, but that is pretty atypical of, the holiday season and then springtime coming, right? It's spring. Let's go. Let's go. We're ready. True. And then we were talking about this point too, but I'm going to save this here for after our first break because it's getting into the lending side. And I get to ask you some lending questions. Awesome. Because I got you. So with that, folks, we're going to take a 2-minute break. And when we come back, I got some great info for you. Don't go anywhere. Maybe I'll give you some gift cards or something today too. With that, see you guys in 1 minute.